Hi gang, Chris Wintermeyer, Chief Advocate with Domo. As an IT professional, you're responsible for keeping the lights on in the organization, as well as providing information out to your users. In both cases, Domo's got your back. We provide hundreds of pre-built connectors that allow you to get access to the information you need, both in on-premise systems as well as cloud-based sources. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's an example of some of the connectors that Domo makes available, so that as an IT professional, I can very quickly connect into things like SQL Server or Salesforce or MySQL, combine that up with information from Amazon or maybe something out of Microsoft. And once I have that information, what I end up with is a screen that looks like this. This is a list of all the data sources in my Domo environment that I have rights to see, whether those are individual sources, things like Facebook or SAP, or even joining that data up, combining information from 2 or more sources so that my users can get value out of data that they wouldn't be able to otherwise without me first having to stage the data or transform it in some way. What the end user sees, what I make available to my folks, is something that looks like this, where I've got information coming in from a variety of different sources. My SAPs, my Marketos, my Clouts of the world. Now, in traditional BI and IT departments, typically it's up to those IT professionals to build the reports and then share them out with the users. You can certainly do that with Domo, but our philosophy is, once the data is made available to them, let users build their own views of the data without having to call those IT professionals to make those things happen. So as an example, a user can come in and say, hey, I'm in marketing. Maybe I want to get access to some marketing data. So I'm simply going to select by typing in the word marketing, and now Domo will start to refine my list. When I find the particular thing that I care about, as a user, I can simply select that data source and then build out a view that makes sense to me. Let me show you what I mean by that. So here, Domo's showing me the information from that Eloqua data source that we chose. Now by default, it's showing me cost information by date, but as a user, I can very easily choose other options. So maybe I want to take a look at lead source and stack that on top of cost so that I get a breakdown. And looking at it by month doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe I'd rather look at this by quarter. That's the whole point. With Domo, I can choose just the pieces of information that I want to see in a way that makes sense to me. So when I click Save and Finish, I'm taken back to my overview screen, and right down here at the bottom, there's that report that we just built. And in addition to being able to interact with this, Domo gives me additional options so that I can securely share this with other users, I can export it in a variety of formats, and so on. Now, in addition to being able to look at the information like we saw here, where everything's broken out in a variety of different sources like Facebook and Salesforce and SAP and so on, remember, Domo's got your back as an IT professional as well. So if there's data sources that are important to you, you can come in and take a look at those, whether it's taking a look at who's hitting which of my web pages, or how many open tickets do I have, or what does my system availability or my network latency look like. I get access to the information as an IT professional that I need, in addition to my users being able to get access to the information they need, whether it's marketing, sales, social, whatever the case might be. And by the way, everything we just looked at is also available on my phone and on my tablet. With Domo Mobile, I can see the same information, both the charts as well as the data behind them, and I have access to the communication and the collaboration that's taken place on any of these reports. With Domo, I can see my entire business right at my fingertips.